have all my little pads and stuff that I was working on. A little bit of something, just now. And I'm about to get ready for bed. I'm going to finish this tomorrow because we have construction. Someone's doing construction tomorrow, so I won't be able to like record videos because it's going to get pretty noisy because it's in the bathroom right here. So there's some things that I'm going to work on writing-wise to do a post for you guys, or a couple posts for you guys tomorrow on Instagram. So I've just been working on that. I might be putting, this is one of my journals, of some things the Holy Spirit has told me over the years, and the Holy Spirit highlighted this journal to me tonight, so there's probably something in here that he wants me to type up for Instagram either tonight or tomorrow. So just been kind of doing that. Finished eating dinner. I organized the bathroom because we, like I said, are going to have some construction there, so I got that done, put my laundry away. It was kind of like just an evening, but super good. We had some fish for dinner. It was super tasty. And I said this, I put this like red
settle down.
This
little
wall here used to have like some of the
it's also worth pointing out at this point in time
for last year, close to my mirror so that I could read it every day.
It's a strange thing that people expect you to be just watching them continuously. You can still live your own life while you're looking after someone, and in that case,
spell something correctly. Anyways, so I did that as well. It's been a good evening so far.
Cozy zone with our
stuff. But now I'm gonna slowly start to unwind.
We decided
I hope,
maximum ever.
I'm gonna just have a bath, get ready for bed, and then me and my parents might watch a show if it's not too late for them, and then when I want to get to bed, hopefully somewhat good time, because I'm gonna try to get up a little earlier tomorrow, because the construction guy is coming here for like 9 a.m. So I want to get like ready for the day, not like come out of my PJs like, you know. So that means I have to get ready early tomorrow. So, anyways, that is my evening, so I wanted to finish this video log and get it uploaded before it's too late to be sure that it gets uploaded and I can go to sleep. I recorded it, I think I mentioned this in the other part of this vlog, but I recorded about an hour-long video today, and it's so good. Like, it encouraged me a lot to write up the notes for it, and
another step happens in the
it's helped my discernment going through these scripture verses, and so I hope and pray that it'll really help you guys. So that's uploading. It just takes forever to upload. So it's a pretty good day today. It's been a really good day. And tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to do that today. No, it's too late. I'm going to do, tomorrow I want to cook banana muffins. I haven't cooked them in a while. I'm just in the mood. So we'll see, depending, because we're our water turned off for a little bit, so maybe that won't work for some of the baking things and washing the dishes and stuff, but I want to do the banana muffins. I think that makes sense.
What happens
as Alzheimer's sets in, it affects the memories first, but then it starts affecting muscles and physical ability to walk and move arms. You know, why the full time?
So I sought medical attention at that point in time. I didn't know what was happening, and the people were really helpful. They said, we're going to send someone out to check, and they took her into hospital and they double checked she was all right, and then said ultimately, this is the next step in Alzheimer's. She's just losing control of her legs. And I brought her home. They took her away in an ambulance, then I took the car through and then drove back with her that evening. And I had to carry her upstairs. She didn't like being carried upstairs. There was no other way to get her to bed. I laid her in bed, and she ultimately, other than lifting her out into sitting positions, that was the point that she was just in her bedroom for the rest of her life. She didn't really come down anymore after that, because it would have involved somehow carrying her downstairs. So we just made her homely upstairs. We brought a little TV up and put it in a movable bracket, and we got the DVD player built into the TV and played her kiddie programs up there.
And that's what you think.
And she was fine. She didn't know any better. She was come from the pit. As time went on, her ability to eat solid foods gradually degenerated, and you just adapt automatically. She couldn't eat the solid foods, so we spoon-fed her with soft foods, and this is where you make, in a way, it's like baby food. You get a blender, you get tins of beans and stuff like that, and you blend them down, you make a nice yummy paste. It's not baby food, it's much more high calorie, it's much tastier, it's got salt and sugar in it, it's delicious. I ate it myself, it was really nice. But you can improvise lots of foods, just blend them down. Ralph used to make full meals. He'd make a portion for himself, a portion for my mum, he'd put it in the blender and then spoon feed it. But as time went on, my mum lost the ability to eat off a spoon. And at that point, we were already giving her drinks from a baby bottle because she'd just spill it if you tried to drink from a cup. And the baby bottle, she actually suckled on it. She actually latched onto it. There's a natural instinct that she liked drinking from the baby bottle, this little silicone teat in the end. So all we did was we got another baby bottle with another silicone teat. They came from the cheap. We got them those ones from Poundland. They were just perfect for the job because they were squeezable, which is quite important. And we cut the end of the teat off to make it a bigger hole so we could actually squirt the food into her mouth in little, like the equivalent of spoonfuls, and she'd eat it. But as time went on, she lost the ability, and this is how people end up passing away from Alzheimer's. It's just something you adapt. You don't realise it's happening at the time. They lose the ability to swallow, and they don't understand how to eat. You've probably heard this, that they forget how to eat, but this is what happens, that you can put the food in their mouth and it just sits there, and it gradually slides down, and then the reflexes kick in, and they'll swallow it. But as time goes on, it gets harder and harder, and they'll often choke on the food. You have to sit them up at the correct angle, and then you have to feed them very carefully. But in our case, in the end, as with all cases really, what happened in the end was my mum didn't eat in the end. And she, we sought medical attention. They said, sorry, this is what happens, and then she passed. Other things worth mentioning here. There are lots of things available online. When they get bedbound, things will happen. We found my mum's hands curled and her arms curled in, and things you might not notice or even think of happening. Her hands curled tightly, really tightly, like she was dripping them all the time. And we ended up putting little pads in her hand, little rolled up bits of foam in her hand to keep them open, because if we didn't, her nails grew and actually damaged her skin. So it's important to keep the nails trimmed and know that this might happen, doesn't happen to everybody, it's what happens. To keep her clean, we would lift her out of bed. I don't know if this is standard practice, it's what we did because we could. We got foam mats, we put them in the bath. We'd carry her through, lay her in the bath. This is another thing you're going to have to get used to, is washing your mum. I mean, I would never have thought I'd be looking after mum, but ultimately when it came to the crunch, me and my brother were looking after just our little baby girl, really. So
fuck the bitches, they won't win here.
You just adapt. We'd lay her into the bath, and then I'd shower her thoroughly with the shower, just rub some soap on, give her feet a massage, do her hair, baby shampoo so it didn't, get in her eyes and hurt her eyes, but you're careful. Then we'd lift her out and we'd towel her down, and then we'd carry her through and put her back in bed. We did this on a regular basis. Music is an important thing here. Be careful if you put a radio on the background. We did get radio reception there, shady radio reception, not the best, but we used to put on things like the Archers, but we found that when she was upstairs in her room, the Archers, which is a BBC sort of radio drama, when it was playing, they'd have agitated storylines of people shouting at each other. That's not good. Don't put on drama. We found that classical music, classical FM, in the background, or a pop music channel just playing at very low level, created an ambience. You always had the company up there of the music, and it just helped things. It helped us as well.
The word to go is disappear.
Other things, now I've mentioned incontinence things that you can get.
Finally.
Other things that will come essential when they are bedbound is one of those mattress inflator things. And initially we inquired about whether it would be available, and they said they may be able to get us one, and there was a sort of waiting list, which is odd. And we went on eBay and we found it, and we just bought it right there and then, and we had it. And it wasn't ideal, they do wear out after a while, but these things have they're basically inflatable mattresses, but they've got multiple pockets, and it's a pump, an air pump, like a standard aquarium air pump, and a sort of diverter valve that rotates slowly, and it just purrs away quiet in the background, and it inflates the alternate pockets in the beds. And the whole point of that is to prevent bed sores. Bed sores are when something has been pressing hard against the bed, you know, all the weights pressing the bed or a seat for a long time. You can get them for seats as well. And it stops the blood flow in that area, and basically speaking, the lack of oxygen means that you end up with rot setting, I suppose, is what happens. You get a sore, and it requires loads of treatment. It's much better preventing them. All this stuff that you could possibly ever need is on eBay. That's just a revelation. It wouldn't have been available in the past. Amazon, eBay, online, all your medical requirements are there, and it's cheaper and easier and faster than going through formal channels.
Correct, Clive.
So let me think. I've covered the drugs, the care homes, the getting bed bound, the baby food, the inflators, music, hands curling, hard to feed.
Get
The other thing
baby
is,
food. What's
it'll
next, Matt?
be tough. There'll be times, you know, things like when you have to start changing your mum's panties.
What's next?
That's a bit at first, but after you've been doing it for a while, get lots of rubber gloves, just sort of disposable gloves, lots of paper towel. You'll get used to it, and you just end up nursing them. You just end up looking after them. It comes as a natural caring instinct. But also do make sure you keep living your own life in the background. Don't stop your life completely. I mean, it will stop you going to work. I should mention, a care home costs in the UK something like £1,000 a week. And if you don't know how long your mum's going to be there, or your dad, it's suddenly becomes viable. Unless you earn a lot more than that a week at work, it becomes viable to say, put work on hold and just dedicate time to caring.
So it's not that long.